Jeremy Guskin.
And you played?
I played Karen with a K. No, sorry, I was, I don't remember.
Molek.
Molek, right, of course.
He was one of the two devils.
Yes, I'm going to pretend to sit. No, I'll be next to you.
Okay, so I always
Did you
start...
say we won an award?
Yeah, you guys won the Filmmakers Award for Outstanding Originality.
Holy cow. All right, awesome.
All right, so I always start these things... by asking the same question, which is, how did this project start for you?
Well, I started off with just the basic premise of just like, okay, what if we all have these devils and angels on our shoulders as we walk around life, saying, do that or don't do that, or, do, those kinds of things. And I thought, okay, well, wouldn't it be funny if we had a character that literally had like, demons telling them things, and then at one point in time, one of those demons has a crisis of conscience and actually flips sides from evil to good, but they still are a demon, and they still look and sound the same, but they're saying different things. And I thought, oh, that would be a funny juxtaposition.
I pitched the infinity mirror idea where every demon would have its own little demons on their shoulders, and it would go back to infinity. And this would be like 17 hours long. But they didn't go with it.
So then when did you get involved in the project?
I've been working with Darren for a while. We pitched a whole bunch of ideas. I've done some of his feature-length films, his short films. During COVID, we actually, to stave off insanity, we did something called Cast of One, Crew of One, where we were the only ones in each other's bubbles. So we decided to pick famous scenes from movies and reshoot them with me playing all of the characters and him shooting and editing everything. We started off with one of my favorite scenes, the old woman man scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Yeah, see, you know it. And we went from there. We did Die Hard and Tootsie and a whole bunch of things. So we've been working together for a while.
That's excellent.
He and I actually went to college together.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how we initially knew each other. We were both theater majors.
But we were enemies because I was on the improv team and he was in one of the a cappella groups. See, they're all nodding.
Rivals.
They know.
And then the female demon.
Yes.
Had you worked with her before?
I had never worked with her before. Mimi is her name.
Okay.
Jeremy's an amazing actor, and whenever I can talk him into being in my stuff, I do. And so when I came to him with the idea, with this script and everything, and I basically said, all right, here's the script. And he gave me his thoughts and notes and whatever. And then I said, okay, you know lots of actors and wonderful people. Who can we get to be in this? And he was like, I know exactly who we can get to be in this. He does a lot of work at the Upright Citizens Brigade, doing improv there and stuff like that. And he was like, Mimi, I work with her. She's hilarious. I can see her doing this part already. And so... that was basically how that happened.
That's literally it.
That's great. I wanted to ask, was there a lot of improv, or was this mostly straight written?
There was a little bit of improv.
Yeah, most of it was what you saw during the credits. Outtakes were improv. Well, and there were certain times where I just interject. And I'm like, oh, I think this is funny. I don't think it all made it into the final one, but most of this was actually scripted. Yeah.
When we were in the car and they were in the back seat, that's when I was just like, okay, we're just gonna roll for 20 minutes and just go. And they came up with stuff and I came up with stuff off the top of my head and whatever, and we were just like, all right, just say this. And the way those things work is sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. I think I came up with the Sammy Hagar line.
Yes,
you
did.
Do say that?
Yes.
Which is one of my favorite lines from the whole thing.
Your favorite line is the one improv line you came up with.
Yes.
Typical director.
So I always want to know from comedy directors. So this is this is the first time we get to see it, and it makes us all laugh. You have seen it again and again and again and again and again, and while you're continuously working on it, and that comedy wears off over time. Does it or does it not?
I can definitely hear where you're coming from, and some of it does.
Okay.
But some of it doesn't. I have to say, he and I made a feature in 2018, and even now when I watch it, I still laugh at parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
So half of that is the writing, but half of that is the performance too. It's just like, these guys, have just really made everything just pop. So short answer is, I still do laugh out loud at some of these things. And then I guess there's other things that I've just kind of I have gotten over.
Yeah, I get, and then, but in the creative process, do you have to remind yourself, okay, how to structure this in a funny way? Because you've just seen it so many times, or does it just come naturally?
Can I interject?
Yeah.
Please.
I think when it comes to comedy, you have to trust yourself, right? And we have to work on this stuff over and over and over and over again. So if you thought it was funny the first time, if you put it in there for a reason, there's probably something behind it. Okay. So, it is hard when you have to tell a joke 900 times. But every time you tell it, you have to come at it new. You're getting a new reaction from people. And if we didn't think it was funny in the first place, we probably wouldn't pursue it. So we know that there might be lulls and everything, especially when you have to rehearse something so many times. But again, I can watch Duck Soup by the Marx Brothers 1,000 times and laugh every time. Okay. So when you hit on something that works, it works for a reason.
Okay, well, very well said. And then last question, and I ask this to everybody, is there something that you learned about yourself as an artist or about the creative process in this piece specifically?
Do you want to answer this?
No.
Okay.
Well, I was hoping you
we're both going to answer it.
Both
Sorry.
need to answer it.
Well, so for this one, I actually also acted as director of photography, and which I am able to do in a passable way. I did learn some things about myself creatively that my cinematography skills are limited. There is a cap, and for something as simple as this, I was like, oh, it's serviceable, it'll be fine. But if there's something greater with a bigger scope and a bigger scale, I would definitely not trust myself with it.
But did you surprise yourself? Because it looks great.
Oh, well, thanks.
I agree.
Yeah, I guess to a certain extent I did kind of surprise myself a little bit, where I was just like, oh my god, it is in focus. Awesome, thank God. Because I was editing it as well. So as I'm editing it, I'm cursing myself by saying, oh, why didn't you do this, Darren? Why didn't you do that? But yeah, God willing, it came together. What about you? Did you learn something about yourself?
I try never to learn anything ever. So I just face the way they tell me to, and I take line readings, as all good actors do. No, it was great, and I hadn't gotten to work with Mimi a lot with. We mostly do sketch. So to do something that we could work on it and craft it a little bit longer, that was super cool.
And it wasn't live.
And it wasn't live, which is also neat because you can really start crafting moments and and start to fine tune stuff. But yeah, no, I every time I work, I learn something, right? Like how to what angle to face the camera, or eye lines, or just something simple. So
finding your light.
Yeah, the little things. Yeah.
Okay, great. Any questions from the audience here? Anybody? One brave person with a... Yep, in the back there.
If you said this and what made you sit down and go, this is the idea, this is the lane I want to walk down in this? Because, when you're thinking, you're like, oh, this is a funny idea, this is a funny idea. What made you go, no, this is the one I want to, make?
This one, I'm going to pull the trigger on. I'm seeing it all the way through to the end.
That's an excellent question. And I feel like for a lot of filmmakers, there's a bit of paralysis because you're like, it takes a lot of time, effort, and due diligence and all that good stuff to even make a short, let alone a feature. And you always kind of like want to say, well, which one am I going to pick? And then sometimes you just don't do anything. You don't pick one. And so two things. I've learned over the years. I've made enough projects right now that I really try to tell myself to not be precious about it. You're gonna make the thing. If it stinks, that's fine. Learn something from it and move on. If it's great and people like it, that's even better. But I had this seed of an idea, and I tried to craft it and write it so that it's filmable. It was a project I knew I could do with the limited resources that I have, and so I didn't make anything happen on the top of the Empire State Building or in an airplane or anything like that. I had things occur in a very small scope and a small story, and I was like, I knew I could film it in a day. So I'm not like asking a lot of other people and their time and energy. So I really made it to be a small little fun project that I thought we could make. But it was small enough and cheap enough to make that if it sucked, that's okay. Just move on. Don't be precious about it. So I don't know if that answers your question, but
No, I've got ideas and they all cost money. So
go with your cheapest one.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say in automotive repair. They say fix the thing that's the cheapest first.
You have a terrible
and see if that
mechanic.
Any other questions from the audience?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's the cheapest
question
They
over
don't
here.
say that.
Yeah, I really loved your the graphic design, your title design, and I love the makeup too. Just those visual elements, I thought really added a lot. Can you talk about those?
Sure. Yeah. So our makeup artist is Claire Ganella. She's wonderful. I've worked with her on a couple different projects. We tried to keep it pretty simple. I knew that we needed something to sell that they were demons. You can't just say, "Oh, this guy's a demon. Hi, I'm a demon, everybody." You needed it had to be visual, but we wanted to keep it simple. So we ended up going with that kind of like pretty simple, like kind of like pale, gaunt look to it. So it looks like they were freshly dead. I mean, it's more than just story. It is, you're right, it is about presentation and how things look. And so I knew that was going to be important. That's why I had a hair and makeup person there in the first place, because I knew it was going to be important. And we had to have someone specific to do that. As far as like the graphics and stuff like that were concerned, I knew it was going to be important that from the get-go, an audience needed to know that there was some levity to this. It's Devil's Dilemma, and it's about these demons, right? But I wanted the audience to know right off the bat that this is not a horror movie, and so from the get-go, it's cartoonish, and the music is a little bit boop, 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 boop. So that you're not going to see a severed head or anything like that. There is going to be like a comedic element to it, and like you don't have to, kind of take it too seriously. So I did put a lot of thought and effort. Making those flamey letters was actually a huge pain in the ass.
Believe it.
And I'm not a graphic designer. That's not my thing. So I just had to kind of learn it as I went. But yes, those were two very specific things that I had thought of ahead of time, and I knew were going to be important so that the audience would immediately understand the story we're telling.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you very much, guys.
Thank
Really-
you.
It was one of the-
Really.